Great. So, hi everybody. Just a quick introduction to myself. I'm Julia. I'm the marketing manager from On the Bench, which is an online marketplace for HubSpot related expertise. We've also got Nikita, who's the product owner of On the Bench for, I think, quite a few years now. So today I'm going to take you through what services are being purchased and who's purchasing, and then I'm going to go through a little bit of the best practice tips and tricks for service providers or anybody who's interested in selling them services via On the Bench. Okay, great. So just want to quickly show you what a service bundle looks like, because On the Bench is an online platform for HubSpot related services. So what it actually is a website where HubSpot solution partners, agencies and freelancers create service bundles with all the T's and C's, summary of the breakdown, exclusions, client requirements, and the price. So something that we were just talking about recently, just now, Alex, was I wanted to point out that over the last few months that we've actually gotten more custom requests. And what I mean by that is people getting in touch with us directly who have more specialized or custom requests and that are not necessarily going and looking and purchasing service bundles. So in these cases, they'll browse the website and see the service bundles, but their need will be a bit different. And so they'll get in touch with us directly. And these are generally higher in value, which is something quite interesting because they're more specialized and more custom. And it's not to say that this is where the majority of the services are being purchased. Still, they're coming from service bundles that we have on the website, but we are finding an increase in this. So I think this is quite interesting for agencies or solution partners who want to sell their services via On the Bench, because we would like to build up a bit of a base of all the expertise. So being a service provider doesn't just mean that you create your service package on the bench. You get to know our team, and we get to know what skills gaps you guys you need and what skills gaps you fill, and then we can ensure that we match make HubSpot partners with you and other service providers who really fulfill those expertise. So just a quick review into our data of last year. So we had a 60% close rate, and the average deal size is $1,600. The sales cycle is 5 to 10 days to close currently. Most popular service categories are definitely HubSpot development services. So landing page development, from full website rebrand, and then smaller things like email template development and small website fixes. Then we've also got CRM set up, so that's onboarding, and usually it's also sales related and sales enablement. I think this is because a lot of solution partners generally have HubSpot marketing as a core service, and so there are kind of gaps in the sales and definitely the service hubs. We've obviously also got automation and marketing automation, but generally for these services, it's the more technical and HubSpot related expertise that are in demand. So the average cost per service. So for the development of a template pack, which is quite a small task, so that's like a development of an email template and a landing page to suit your brand, it's $1,500 to $2,000. A website development, so this is for, I suppose, a 5 to 7 page website, is around $3,000 to $4,500. And then also kind of in the midst of that, we've got CRM setup and sales training from $2,000 to $2,500. A quick look into who's buying. So we've got a direct brand versus agency split. So 70% is direct brand, 30% is agencies, and I'll chat about that a little bit after the slide. Location based in the USA, how quickly do they buy, first or second visit? And the return rate is currently at a little bit above 60%. So something interesting here is that our initial thinking when we launched on the bench was that our buyers would be the small business owners, the one-man stop shop kind of guy who needed hand with HubSpot related tasks. But what we've seen when taking a look at our customers is that we're actually we're serving the customers who have a company size of 51 to 200 employees. Just taking a look at the 70 and 30 split. So for direct brands, direct brands often get the HubSpot license and they're like, okay, great, we've got the license, but they don't actually know how to use the tools. And so they need to be connected with the experts who do. So what do they generally need help with? It's that onboarding and technical setup, workflow setup and configuration, and development services. Then we've got the agencies, and I'm sure as many HubSpot solution partners would know, as HubSpot gets more complex, you can't really be the expert in anything. So what I see agencies doing at the moment is they're honing in on their skills. They're becoming sales hub focused or marketing onboarding focused, and then collaborating with other partners to fill the gaps. So usually what they need help with is development services and HubSpot CRM consulting, which is generally automation. Okay, great. So before I go to the best practices, I just wanted to give one last thought on the bench. I think our main reason for our success is that we vet and matchmake for both customers and service providers. So customers don't really know who to hire and they need some guidance. So they're looking for transparency in pricing and trust that we will leave them in good hands. So in terms of the service providers, who are agencies and freelancers, they know that a sales qualified lead is the person that they'll deal with from them because we've already gotten the brief and we've reached out to them. Okay, I'm going to take you through the best practice guide. I just created this because this is something that you asked. I thought it was a really great idea. What are the best practices for being a service provider on the bench? Looking at all those who do well, looking at how they behave, and just looking at like which ones get the best reviews from customers. So the first step is be really clear in your messaging. So if you go onto our website, you'll see that there are a whole lot of different packages and they've got a range of different names, but I think it's really important to put yourself in the HubSpot customer's shoes and the, I suppose, agency owner's shoes who would need help with HubSpot, and to make sure that your title is related to a HubSpot tool. So for example, if you are doing workflows, then it should be workflows, implementation and strategy, or workflows strategy. Something that's very, very easy to understand off the bat. I think it's simple, but it's often, I think, missed. Use meeting links to secure introductory calls. So we often, have oversight of the conversations that take place between customers and service providers, and you can get time that's just lost in arranging when to meet or when someone is free. So I think it's a great way to just make sure that you connect with someone as quickly as possible. Setting expectations up front, I think, is great. Now, communicating timelines is a big one. I think it's really important, and I think it distills a lot of confidence in the customer who's buying a service from you to just let them know that you're taking a look at the brief and they can expect a proposal or a custom bundle within a day or two. Also, obviously, because they have to meet their own internal marketing deadlines and you're helping them with that. And then just replying timeously, I think that always shows great initiative and enthusiasm. Something that we've seen works well a lot is offering a free consultation as a foot in the door. We have a few service packages like hire a developer for a day or ask us to do anything for an hour or less. Some people just need help on the HubSpot CRM, and they've actually been thinking about using a consultant for a little more longer term arrangement. But it's that initial dip your toes in agreement or arrangement that I think sparks something a little bit more formal and long term. Another thing is ask customers for a review to add to your profile on the bench. I think it makes you stick out really well as a service provider. And then going back to what I spoke about before, regular check-ins with us, with me, with Nikita, with Graham, to just gauge what the skills are needed and then communicate your service offerings to us. Like I said before, is that we do get customer requests, and we really want to make sure that we understand exactly what expertise your capabilities are. Lastly, be professional, but also be yourself and establish a rapport. I think people just like working with people that they like. And I also think that if they're excited to bring someone on and feel like someone can be a great partner for them, it will make sure that the relationship will be taken further.